If you go to probably the majority of the world, whatever country it is, whether you go to Africa, South America, Central America, Asia, the norm is that they don't really have access to clean drinking water, and nor do they really have the ability to treat their wastewater. They just don't have the funds, but they're coming around.
Jim Donison is the Assistant Director of Public Works in the town of Hooksett, New Hampshire, but in 2017 he traveled here, to Cambodia, to research the country's sanitation system.
I guess what I was disappointed with in Cambodia, when you went to these rural villages, is that they didn't have any access to water. They didn't have access to wastewater. They would basically go to the bathroom outside their houses. In the city of Phnom Penh, their wastewater basically goes from households into these pipes, and then once the pipes become too small, then they go into large ditches. And the ditches are throughout the city. And the people know that it's called black water. So they know they must educate their children, don't go play in the black water, don't touch it, because you're going to get diseases and you're going to get sick and possibly die. And I'm amazed there aren't more cholera outbreaks in a lot of these countries. And it's basically raw wastewater. And some of the people don't realize it, so they're actually camping out on the sides of the lagoon, they're swimming in it, they're bathing in it, they're catching fish, eating the fish. It's ignorance more than anything, and the government really hasn't done anything to really promote it. You go there and you wonder why the government doesn't take more of an initiative to really help the people, because you see a lot of affluence. You're driving down the streets and you see Mercedes and you see, high-end Lexuses and a lot of them. At the same time you're seeing, the high poverty rate. But the government, they're very comfortable being able to have the financial dollars come towards them, and seems like they don't really care about the people, the normal people. So one of the things that is very good about Cambodia, as well as the other parts of the world, is there's a lot of NGOs, which are called non-government organizations. And these non-government organizations, what they do is they will get a funding, they'll get an individual or a group of people, and they will come up with an idea to improve water or wastewater. There's so much effort that has to take place for the parents to take care of the children, and primarily it's the women that are going to be taking care of the children. So they will get sick, they won't be able to go to school, they won't be able to get education, they have to go to the hospitals. As a result of having to go to the hospitals, there's costs incurred, they don't have the money, really the financial resources to pay for the hospitals. So if they can provide clean drinking water to these individuals, and then the children will be able to attend school, and if they can attend school and have access to education, then they can improve their way of life. So in Siem Reap, they have gotten the funds from the Japanese government and the Chinese government to build a wastewater treatment plant. You're talking, tens of millions to hundreds of millions that the Cambodian government doesn't really promote, nor do they have access to. So these countries will provide low-interest loans, and they'll provide the education, the engineering, the construction, and the equipment. So Siem Reap has a wastewater treatment plant, and they basically use the wastewater and they discharge it into ditches, and the ditches go into providing water for the rice fields. So it's a good sustainable approach where they have, and so it's cleaning up the environment as well as providing a sustainable resource where they didn't have it before. The government doesn't have the focus on the education and on the sanitation part of it, and they're basically using the money to help themselves. So it's sort of this. So that's a disappointing thing. How do you change that? Well, I guess the people really need to step up.